Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I had planned. I had planned to have my nice backdrop in the background, and I had planned to have makeup on and to make this look a lot better. I wanted to look a lot better, and then I went to the doctor and ended up having to get 3 shots instead of one. I was just going to get a flu shot, but instead I got a flu shot, a pneumonia shot, and a tetanus shot. And they did the flu shot and the pneumonia shot in the same arm, and now that arm is basically rendered useless. It's in so much pain, I can barely move it without wanting to scream. And my boyfriend has come down with, I think, the flu. So I'm having like some side effects from the shots that I had on top of me now coming down with the flu. So I'm not feeling very well at all. I've been coughing a lot. My throat's very scratchy. I'm all stuffed up. I've been like constantly blowing my nose all morning. We've had a really hard time sleeping. I can't get comfortable because both of my arms hurt, but especially this one. Um, this is my dominant arm and hand and everything, so that's been very difficult. Um, I just feel really bad, and I don't know if that translates on camera. I don't know if you can tell in my voice or not, but I've just tried to be hydrating, and Dayquil and NyQuil has been a thing in this house the past couple days. So I apologize for this video not being as polished as I want it to be. I'm sorry that you're looking at our closet in the background and not a nicer backdrop. I'm sorry that like I'm sitting on my bed rather than a nice chair and stuff like that. I do plan to make these videos look nicer and better in the future. So I thought that this video really needed to be made, even though I'm not feeling well and I don't look the best. I kind of felt like those things were secondary to the material that I wanted to share with you today. I kind of felt like this topic is so important that it was worthy of doing even in this condition. So I hope that you'll look past these things to what I wanted to talk about today. A lot of people have been making videos about mental health and mental health awareness and trying to get rid of some of the stigmas. And I really applaud these people because I think it's important for people to take care of their mental health. I think so many people are worried about their physical health and their physical fitness, and they're getting their flu shots, and you know, if they have a cold, going to the doctor, or taking care of themselves with tea or hydrating or those kinds of things, which are all important things that we should all do. Obviously, you know that I've done them. I got my flu shot, I got my pneumonia shot, my tetanus shot. um, I'm hydrating, as I mentioned. um, those are all really important things, and I'm going to totally give everybody like a kind of where I'm at with my health update, you know, eventually. So those things are all very important things, right? But I think our mental health often gets left behind, and I think it's equally as important. I think that they work in tandem, because if one is left behind, I think the other suffers because they work together. Um, and we need to be just as healthy in our mental health. I think that's why a lot of people say, like, I took a mental health day. I think sometimes we genuinely need those. And I think people like joke about it. But I think that genuinely it's a thing um, that we do need. And that we're finding, especially in today's world, in our very stressful lives, in our very full lives, that we're needing to have time to decompress, to kind of slow down, to take time for our mental health, and that's okay. Um, and I'm not trying to be preachy about any of these things. I'm just trying to say that I don't think some of the stigmas that are out there need to be there, and I think that we need to work together to break those down, to help take care of ourselves so we can be healthy overall as people. And these are my personal opinions based on personal experience and the experiences of those close to me. Um, you can totally disagree with me, and I welcome you to do so, just as long as you do so respectfully, and kindly. So if you want to have a discussion about it in the comments below, I welcome that. Please do share your thoughts and opinions, just as long as cursing and abusive kind of language is left out of it. I welcome a difference of opinion, just as long as it's done in a respectful and kind manner. You're always welcome to place your opinion here, even if it differs from my opinion or my viewpoint. I welcome that, because your difference of opinion may change my view, because you're giving me more information that I didn't have before, or I might see things from a perspective that I totally had never looked at before. And that may make all the difference to me. We'll never know if we don't have these conversations. Conversation is so very important. So one of the things that I really wanted to share with you today is some experiences that I have dealt with people in my life who have had some mental health issues, and then I will talk about some of my own. Um, so someone very, very close to me has some mental health issues. Um, we were, I still consider him to be a friend, but um, at one point, we were in a romantic relationship, and he never officially got a diagnosis, so I can't tell you what his condition is. But I do firmly believe that he has some sort of mental illness. I definitely know that he suffers from depression. What severity it is, I could not tell you because I'm not a clinician. Um, and I do think that there may be something else going on there, but again, I'm not a clinician. I cannot diagnose him, and I wouldn't want to diagnose him. But so there were a lot of emotional and, a lot of issues there. And so there would be periods of time where he would be very, very down and unable to emotionally take care of himself and soothe himself. And he would kind of look to me to do that. And I felt the weight of that, of having to compensate. And I was ill prepared for that, um, because I had never experienced anybody looking to me for those kinds of things before. I did not understand why someone would do that to me, or why someone would need that. And it was the first time in my life that I was ever dealing with any of these things. And I did not know how to be a partner to somebody who is dealing with these kinds of issues. And it was a very tumultuous time, and we were very clashing because, I would have depressive episodes at the same time that he was having depressive episodes, and we did not know how to be somebody who was going through those episodes at the same time. And we did not know how to seek help as individuals or as a couple for this thing. And we were also very stubborn people who were very much afraid of the stigmas and afraid of being judged by other people, afraid of the stereotypes, afraid of being made fun of. Particularly him, he was very afraid of being made fun of being judged. He judged himself for his problems. I think to this day he still does. He refused to seek help or treatment, probably because mental health issues ran in his family, and he was afraid of a diagnosis that would be far more severe than just depression. He was afraid of having to be medicated. Um, he was afraid of a lot of different things, and I understand that fear. But my thought at the time as his partner was that, we could get through this together. And I think a big wedge that came between us as a couple was the fact that, I was saying we can get through anything together, and he was saying, no, I have this unwillingness to go and try. And inevitably, I think that was a factor in breaking up our relationship, because his inability to work together with me and work to try to fix some of the things that I felt he could be working on, in terms of his mental health, kind of drove a bit of a wedge between us. Mental health issues are very, very difficult, but the individual who's going through them needs to be willing to work on them. And if they're not willing to work on them, as somebody who is in a relationship with them, you have to make a decision on whether you can accept that or whether you need to walk away. And in my particular case, because of my own issues, I felt the need to walk away, which was a very difficult decision. And yes, there were other factors and other things going on, which are too personal to go into this video, and would be a totally different discussion. Um, but it was a very unhappy situation for everyone involved. Um, I also have some mental health issues in my family. Um, there have been people who have dealt with postpartum depression in my family. There have been people who have dealt with depression, and who have gone to counseling for different periods of time in their life. And I don't feel like there's anything to be ashamed with associated with that. I feel like it takes a lot of courage and bravery to say, I'm struggling here. I need to go and talk to someone to straighten out what's going on, to get that balance back. I think that takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery. At times, medications were involved. Um, all medications do is take a little bit of imbalance and balance you out. It's a tool that's used to get you back in alignment. And then once you're in alignment, you go off those medications. They are not a long-term solution. They're a tool to help you get your balance back. And then once you have your balance back, you move on. Um, that's always how it's been presented to me. That's always how it's been. A lot of people have this stigma where, if you go on medication for depression, um, it's just you're giving up, or you're taking the easy way out. No, it's just another tool, just as therapy is a tool. It's just something to help you on your way, but you have to do the work involved. You have to deal with your own issues. You have to work through things. It is work, it is difficult. Um, just like when you have physical therapy, you're doing the hard work to heal what has been harmed. It's the same thing with therapy. You're doing the emotional work to heal what has been harmed, and you're getting better. It is the same theory, and medication is a tool, just as pain medication is a tool to help you gain your balance so you can get better. It's the same theory. There are some exceptions with certain things. I mean, if you have um, schizophrenia or another condition, some of those medications may be more long term, depending on what illness you have. Those are kind of different situations that you must discuss with your doctor and find out what your treatment is. But those are conditions that need to be treated a certain way, and you deal with it as it comes. Um, I've been fortunate enough to never be diagnosed with anything that needed long term medication options. Um, in my particular case, I was only ever diagnosed with depression. Um, when I was a teenager, I was hospitalized for 11 days um, for being suicidal. Um, I was in deep treatment with medications. Um, I was on medications for about 9 months to a year, something like that. Um, and then I was on medications on and off for a couple of years after that. I was in therapy on and off for a couple of years after that. And then I have not been on medications for 10 years since then, since that period. Um, so yeah, I'm rather proud of that I haven't been on medication since. And I've dealt with a lot of really rough things since then. I have dealt with death of loved ones that I was sincerely close to. I have dealt with breakups of relationships that were very important to me. People that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. Um, really big, huge things in my life have happened, and I've lost a lot. The inability to have children has happened since then. I mean, lots of heavy, heavy things in my life. But I will say that I have since gone back into therapy recently because I am struggling a little bit right now, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Um, I'm a bit overwhelmed with some things that are going on in my life right now, currently, with my health, with my mother's health, with um, things from my past. I am feeling a bit overwhelmed with things that are happening in my life right now. And kind of all the things that have happened in the past couple of years, and to take care of my mental health, to take care of myself, I have decided that it's better for me to be in therapy. And so I have a therapist. And no, this video is not sponsored, but I do want to let you know that there is a really awesome service available to you that's really, really affordable. So if you save up, you can use it. And it is helpful, and has been helpful to those who maybe cannot afford to be able to get help otherwise. And I really suggest you think about it. And it is called BetterHelp. I will put all of the information in the link, in the description down below. Sorry about that. I am not feeling well. But I will put all the information in the description down below. All of the stigmas associated with mental health, forget them. Think about yourself. Think about what's going to make you feel better. BetterHelp is an option, or you can look into programs in your local area, or if you look at the back of your insurance card and you call the number and ask them what's covered through your plan, you can also do that. There's probably someone in your area that's covered on your insurance. If you have insurance, so you don't have to pay out of pocket, you can do that as well. It is so important to take care of your mental health. And if you just let go of your fear and the shame, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to have a conversation with somebody once a week, twice a week, or just as you need it. To just say, these are the things I'm struggling with. I just need somebody to talk to. It's okay to do that. And you'll feel so much better working through these things, whatever those things may be. I know that it's really helped me in the past, and it's helping me ongoing, moving forward. A lot of things have been coming up for me lately. I went to a doctor's appointment the other day and it went horribly. It went as horribly as it could have, and it opened up Pandora's box for me. Issues that I thought were long buried for 20 years. Issues from 20 years ago came flooding back to me as if it were yesterday. And I was raw and emotional and didn't know what I was going to do. And if not for the ability to contact somebody in the mental health field that day and say, this is what's going on, I'm freaking out, and have that lifeline, I don't know what would have happened. It helped keep me in control. It helped me to feel better. It helped me to stay myself and to be the vivacious, healthy person that I am. I didn't make a mistake that I would regret forever. It helped to remind me of who I was just by talking, just by having a conversation, just by knowing that I had that outlet. Sometimes all you need to do is talk to someone else. And it may not even be a professional, it may just be a friend that you reach out to. Maybe it's your dog. Maybe it's just going for a walk with your dog. Do something for yourself. What makes you happy? Do things for yourself. Take care of yourself. That even can just help your mental health. Be kind and good to yourself because you deserve it. That was the point of me making this video. It's just to remind you how important your mental health is, to remind you how important you are and that you have to take care of yourself. And I'm sorry that I look so terrible today. My hair looks terrible. My body looks terrible. I look so incredibly pale and sick. My voice sounds horrible. I know this video is probably one of the worst videos that I'll ever make, and I'll look back at it and just think, why did you do this? But I just felt that this topic was so very important, and I wanted to share it with you all. I really wanted you to value yourself. And I think maybe in a way it's important that I did this video even feeling sick and looking sick and being at my worst. Because I think there's a value at being at your worst and looking your worst and loving yourself even then. Because you have to love yourself at your worst, even if it's hard. Even if there are imperfections, that when you look at yourself, you see each and every flaw. And you think, how could I have worn that? How could I have not covered that up? How could I have not done this or that to make myself look better? How could I possibly have shown the world that or this or that? Sometimes you just have to be you and hope that people will see past the imperfections to who you really are, and that they will really see you and not those bad, horrible things. You know? So I hope today that this message really spoke to you and you will take something good from it. Maybe a little good will have gone out into the world. That's the hope anyway. So this is me having done I have a fever and feel atrocious video about mental health and the importance of taking care of yourself as a whole and taking care of your mental health. I hope it wasn't too preachy. I hope that it was informative or helpful. I'll put the link below for BetterHelp down in the description box. And I hope that this video helped make you feel better about yourself today. Do something kind for yourself today. Even if it's something simple and small, just something. I know that I am going to try to relax so I don't fall over and pass out. I've taken Dayquil and my medications, so I'm probably going to get something to eat at some point and relax after I put this video up. And that's probably going to be the extent of my day. Not very exciting, but taking care of myself is probably going to be the kindness that I do to myself today. And putting this video up will be my accomplishment of the day. Doesn't seem like much, but maybe if it makes one person feel better about themselves, it'll be worth it. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Sorry, I'm all askew because I feel so ill today. Hopefully the next video will be better and I will be feeling better. Again, apologies for this video being askew. Have a great day.